This was pretty cool. A friend recently took me down memory lane, and I thought I'd share with you as well. He made a video about when we created an active rock station in the middle of Wyoming. It seems he got his hands on the original computer, and what he found blew me away. My friend Aaron and I built the last radio studios for KPQ in the Quake on Mission Street in Wenatchee before they moved locations. He moved on to work in Wyoming, and then offered me a job shortly after to help build 17 radio stations across Wyoming, Nebraska, Colorado, and Nevada. Now, this was back in 2006, and we were on a tight budget, so we often scavenged technology to complete whatever project we were working on at the time. Aaron is now running a YouTube channel called Vintage Geek. He got his hands on one of those computers recently, and it still had the original audio and the original liners that I recorded back in 2007. I'll let Aaron explain from there.
In December of 2007, we had just completed the build-out of a brand new signal outside of Casper, Wyoming. It was on 100.5 FM, and it was actually licensed to the community of Evansville, which was a suburb of Casper itself. I had hired a good friend of mine named Ray to help me with all of the install work at this particular site, which was quite the chore. It was on a fairly inaccessible mountain. Once the antenna was hung, we were able to get the transmitter and everything into a very small building at the site that was about the size of a tough shed, and we got this thing ready to go on air. But we had one big problem. What are we going to put on this station? And I remember very distinctly calling the owner at the time and saying, hey, this station is ready to go on the air. What do you want us to put on it? And he simply said, oh, well, you figure it out. You're the one that's there. Just find something that you can put on the air. As I mentioned, I had hired my friend Ray. We were great friends. And one thing that we had in common is that we were very much into rock music. And we both looked at each other at one point and said, we've got to do this. I mean, there's only one chance we might get to just put on the station that we want to put on the radio, and this is it. How are we going to make this happen? We needed a computer for this project, and we needed it fast. We happened to find what we thought was just the right machine in the storage section of our Cheyenne studios. It was an eMachines eTower 800. Ray actually recorded the voiceover for a few legal IDs that I put into an audio editor and spiced up a little bit to make them sound cool.
KTED, Evansville, Casper.
And then we would run those alongside all of the music that we were loading into the system. Rude Dog, who you can still hear every morning on KTED, which is amazing, and he's still a very good friend of mine. In fact, it is because of him that we actually have this eMachines to talk about today. When I called him about this particular project, he said, you know, I think we might actually still have that eMachines sitting somewhere in the studios. And lo and behold, he actually found the machine sitting on the floor and said, that's gotta be the one. He was kind enough to mail it to us so that we could actually have it for the video today and actually get to fire up this machine after so many years. Thank you so much for making that happen. I'm so excited to give this eMachines a try after all this time, and just all the fun memories involved with KTED and the rock station, and all of the rock stations that I've been involved with since that point all have something to do with that original concept and the original launch of KTED in Casper. So without further ado, I'd like to take a look at this particular eMachines and see what still exists on it today. I'm going to fire it up. Audio is working. Wow, this is really taking me back. It kind of looks like everything is still here. I see the logo for Duratori. It's right here at the top. This is amazing. We've got all sorts of different icons here. What we probably would have done is add an ID, and we add music, liner, ID, music. That's the basic idea. It would have been more complex than that, of course, but you could basically make the rotations as complicated as you wanted. We've got a basic rotation. It looks like it's set up here. Let's see if this thing will play.
KTED, Evansville, Casper.
Tell me what I can do here to make everybody happy.
Pure rock and more of it.
Thank God we got that cleared up.
KTED, 100.5. And finally, happening in this week's What The, you might have heard of the Backyard Scientist, but if you haven't, you won't be forgetting that name after watching this video for sure. In this video, he mounts a 200-watt laser onto the roof of his car and points it at numerous stuff, ranging from bread to ham to planets without endangering the planes, of course. This laser is terrifying for two reasons, according to him. One, all that energy comes out of this tiny little fiber that is only 100 micrometers in diameter, which is more or less the size of a human hair. Second, this laser is invisible and could vaporize your retinas without you ever knowing it, at least before it's too late. In order to test out the laser, he fires it on a piece of wood, and to give you an idea of how strong it is, it bores a hole that is a half a centimeter deep in 2 seconds. It also burns a rock. It's pretty powerful. Other things he tests the laser on is a stone wall and cooking up a ham and bread sandwich. At the end of the video, he experiments with shooting the laser up to the sky, to the moon, and beyond. Obviously, you should never, ever do that. You can check out the video on YouTube. And if you're interested to see more of his works, you can check out the one where he teaches you how to build your own fire tornado. Or there's this other one where he creates a thermite sword that will cut through almost anything. Thanks for watching your weekly tech update. If you have a story you think we need to feature on the program, shoot me an email, djraymcneil@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Your Weekly Tech Update, and check out the podcast. Audio and video versions available on Google, iTunes, Audio Burst, and elsewhere on the interwebs. Till next time, I'm Ray McNeil. Stay safe and stay healthy, everyone. And now, here's your moment of joy.
There's nothing in this world that makes me more angry than when you burn a candle and it doesn't burn that outer rim. It just irritates me. I don't know, sometimes I just walk in and he's just up here on the fridge being a good boy. And, you know, watch out, come get me a little brewski. What's that, Paul? It's a good boy. See you, bud. He learned from her because she's bad at teaching him things. So what? You using the cat tower now? What? You gonna get up on the fridge with her next? You gonna jump up on the fridge? It's your cat? You think you're a cat?
Your weekly tech update brought to you by Holiday Home Care, Phillip Island, Victoria, Australia. It's your turn to relax. Before you get on holiday on the island, contact Holiday Home Care. We can set up your residence or holiday rental, do the shopping for you, provide linen and towels, and make sure it's all ready by the time you get here, giving you more time to enjoy what Phillip Island has to offer. For more information, visit holidayhomecarepi.com or email holidayhomecarepi@gmail.com.